Welcome to Standard 10th Mathematics Part 2, Chapter number 5, which deals with coordinate geometry with practice set problems in video number 14, application part 6. Practice set problems of coordinate geometry. Let's read the problem on the board. Find x if the distance between the points L and M is 10. So what is given over here? They have given us 2 points L and M with specific coordinates, and the distance between L and M is already given to us, and that is 10 units. So what have we to calculate? We have to calculate the unknown coordinate, that is the x coordinate of point L. How do we begin with the problem? So first, let's jot down the formula. Distance Lm will be given by the distance formula as x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. In this case, looking back into the problem, what all can we substitute, the known variables if given? Where all do we substitute? We will know that here we will have to assign who is x1, y1, x2, y2. So over here, as we are considering points L and M, we know the coordinates of L can be assigned as x1, y1, and the coordinates of point M as x2, y2. And what else is given, we saw? Distance Lm is also given as 10. So to move on with the substitution part, in the second, here we get distance Lm is equal to, over here, x2. What is x2 over here? 1 minus what is x1? It is again unknown variable x. So let's substitute by taking the square, plus y2. What is y2 over here? 15 minus y1, that is 7 the whole square. Now children, let's see, distance Lm already given to us. Definitely we are saying that find x if the distance between the 2 points L and M is 10. So over here, could we have substituted 10 in this place? Definitely, distance Ln is equal to 10. So over here, we can directly substitute distance Ln as 10, which is equal to square root of, now over here, it's a binomial which is square. Let's keep it as it is. Plus 15 minus 7 gives us 8, the whole square. Now 10 is equal to square root of 1 minus x the whole square plus 8 square gives us 64. What are we reaching to? We have to reach to a step where we find out the value of x. But where have we come to? We have come to an equation which says 10 is equal to square root of some term. How do we get rid of the square root term so that we can move on with our calculations, ultimately to calculate the value of x? Now, to recall, let's see, if we had an equation 10 is equal to root of a, how do we get the value of a, or how do we get, in other words, rid of the square root sign? Definitely we know, children, what do we do in this case? We square both the sides. So squaring both the sides, we get 10 squared is equal to root of a the whole square. 10 squared is 100. Root a into root a gives us a. So ultimately the value of a is 100. So what did we do in this case? We squared both the sides. So same will be applied over here. Squaring both the sides, we get 10 square will be equal to, term this as a. So what are we going to do? Root of a the whole square. So root of, what is a over here? 1 minus x the whole square plus 64 square. So what did we do in this case? We squared both the sides. Let's move on with the calculations. 10 squared is 100, which is equal to, what did we get the answer over here? Square root of a the whole square gives us square root of a into square root of a, that is only a. That means whatever was there inside the square root sign gives the answer. Over here, what do we have as a? We have a big binomial, right? So we have over here 1 minus x the whole square plus 64. This term is squared. Its square root is squared. So what do we get when we square this whole term? We only get the term which is under the square root sign. So what are we left with? 1 minus x the whole square. Let's not forget plus 64. So what did we do by squaring both the sides? We got rid of the square root sign. So it becomes easier for us to calculate and reach to a step where we get the value of x. So now, simple steps to move towards finding the value of the unknown. So let's continue. Over here, left hand side we have got 100, which is equal to, now children, over here we have to use expansion formula. A minus b the whole square. We know what is a minus b the whole square. A minus b the whole square is equal to a square minus 2 into a into b plus b square. So let's imply it for the first binomial square over here. A square will be 1 square minus 2 into a into b. 2 into a, that is 1, into b, that is x, plus b square. What is b over here? It is x. So x square. Let's not forget plus 64. So let's move on. 100 is equal to 1 square is 1 minus 2 ones are 2. 2 into x gives us 2x plus x square plus 64. So we know, children, how to solve quadratic equations. So we are reaching to a quadratic equation which we will have to finally solve. Let's take 100 on the other side. Plus 100, when you transfer it on the other side, gives you minus 100. But over here, then what are you left with? Only 0. So 0 is equal to, I'll write these terms as it is, minus 2x plus 1 minus 2x plus x square plus 64 and minus 100. We know, children, in an equation, if we have like terms, definitely we can add or subtract depending upon the signs before it. So let's check. 1 plus 64 minus 100. Let's solve it. 1 plus 64 gives us 65. So minus 2x plus x square plus 65 minus 100. Again these two. Let's solve it. Minus 2x plus x square. Now over here, children, plus 65 minus 100. We know how to solve it. We have two numbers, one with a plus sign, one with a minus sign. Definitely we take the difference, the greater number minus the smaller number. That is 100 minus 65 will give us 5. That is 35. But which sign will be used to put before 35? Which sign will you put over there? Assign it for 35. The greater number over here is 100. The sign before it is minus. So definitely the answer gets the sign of the greater number. That is minus 35. Let's rearrange so we can solve it. So 0 is equal to first the square term. Luckily it's got a plus sign. Then the x term. And then the numerical value. So this is a quadratic equation which can be rewritten as x square minus 2x minus 35, which is equal to 0. Now we know, children, how to solve this quadratic equation by three methods. Let's use the factorization method. to find out the value of x. So over here, the product of two numbers should be minus 35 such that the sum gives us minus 2. So which are the pair that you will choose which satisfies both the conditions such that product is minus 35 and sum is equal to minus 2? Definitely. How do we take two numbers whose product gives us 35? Those two numbers are 7 into 5, which is equal to 35. But what sign will you put for these two numbers such that it again satisfies the condition that the sum of those two numbers should be equal to minus 2? So over here, you can put minus 7 plus 5. Why? Because minus into plus gives us minus. 7 5s are 35. So the product of these two numbers is definitely satisfying, giving the same answer as minus 35. And what about the sum of these two numbers? Let's check it out. Minus 7 plus 5 is definitely minus 2. So the sum and the product both are satisfying, giving the same answer when you choose the pair as minus 7. So the pair that you choose over here is minus 7 plus 5. So let's factorize over here. So x square minus 2x we can factorize as minus 7x plus 5x minus 35, which is equal to 0. We always pair the first two, pair the last two. What is common over here? X into the bracket, the uncommon terms. So x into x gives us x square minus x into 7 will give us 7x. Here, let's take out what is common. We can see between 5 and 35. We can definitely take out 5 common. Inside the bracket, 5 into x gives us 5x. Plus into minus will give me minus. And 5 into 7 will give me 35. Which is equal to, how do we check whatever we have written is right or wrong? Over here we see whatever unlike terms we get inside the bracket will always be the same. That is the counter check, to check if we have factorized and split up correctly. So let's take out the common binomial, that is x minus 7. In the other bracket, the uncommon terms, that is x plus 5, which is equal to 0. Now children, we know in this case, if we have a into b is equal to 0, then either a is equal to 0 or b is also equal to 0. Definitely both can also be equal to 0 because ultimately we want the right hand side answer as 0. So over here we have either a equal to 0 or b equal to 0. That means either a is 0 or b is 0. What is a in this case? In this case it is the first binomial which we have written. So either x minus 7 is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. That is x plus 5 is equal to 0. In this case, what answer do we get? So x will be equal to 0 plus 7. Therefore, x is equal to 7. In this case, x will be equal to 0 plus 5 gets a negative value. So x is equal to 0 can be discarded. It has no value. So you're just left with minus 5. So what are the two values of the unknown variable x coordinate? That is either 7 or minus 5. So the answer for x coordinate for point L is either 7 or minus 5. So how do we write the answer? Therefore, L can have two answers. One with 7 and the y coordinate is already given over there, or L can be minus 5 with again the same y coordinate which is already given over here. So what did we find out over here, children? Again, by using the distance formula, we have calculated the value of the unknown coordinate, whether it is for first point or second point, whether you have to calculate for the x coordinate or y coordinate. The method remains the same.